Commander Elena Rodriguez adjusted her position in the zero-gravity observation pod of the ISS Curiosity, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display before her. The Deep Space Monitoring Station had been her home for the past 6 months, positioned at the very edge of what humanity considered their solar neighborhood. Today, however, something was different. "Dr. Park, are you seeing these readings?" Elena called out, her fingers dancing across the sensor controls. The energy signature pulsing on her screen defied every known natural phenomenon they had encountered. Sarah Park, the mission's lead scientist, propelled herself through the station's central corridor to join Elena. Her silver-streaked hair floated like a cloud around her face as she studied the data. "These patterns, they're too regular to be natural. But they're not matching any known human frequencies either." The discovery sent ripples of excitement through the station's small crew. For years, the ISS Curiosity had served as humanity's furthest-reaching eye into the cosmos, equipped with the most advanced sensor array Earth had ever launched into space. Now, that investment was about to pay off in ways no one had anticipated. "Multiple objects detected," announced the station's AI, its calm voice contrasting with the growing tension in the observation pod. "Approaching at sublight speed. Configuration unknown." Elena activated the station-wide comm system. "All hands to observation stations. This is not a drill. I repeat, all hands to observation stations." The next 30 minutes passed in a blur of activity as the crew prepared for every possible scenario. They had trained for this moment, but the reality of potential first contact left them all with racing hearts and steady hands. When the vessels finally came into visual range, their appearance left the crew speechless. 3 ships, each one resembling a crystalline spiral, emerged from the darkness of space. They moved with an impossible grace, their hulls seeming to bend light itself around them. "This is Commander Elena Rodriguez of the International Space Station Curiosity. We come in peace as representatives of Earth." Her voice remained steady as she broadcast the carefully crafted first contact message that had been prepared years ago. The response came not as words, but as a cascade of light that transformed the station's holographic displays into a 3-dimensional star map. At its center stood a symbol, 12 interconnected spirals forming a perfect geometric pattern. "The Star Alliance," Dr. Park whispered, her scientific detachment momentarily forgotten as she watched the alien signal unfold into complex mathematical equations, a universal language that transcended the barriers of biology and culture. The aliens' actual message, when it finally came, took everyone by surprise. In perfect English, synthesized from their monitoring of Earth's broadcasts, they requested something unprecedented: permission to study humanity's historical records. "We have watched your world from afar," the transmission explained, "and discovered something extraordinary in your approach to technological advancement. Your species holds the key to a mystery that has puzzled our civilizations for millennia." As Elena composed her response, she couldn't help but smile at the irony. Humanity had looked to the stars expecting to find advanced beings who would share the secrets of the universe. Instead, Dr. James Chen stood at the entrance of the Global Innovation Archive in Singapore, watching as the Star Alliance delegation approached. Their crystalline environmental suits caught the morning sun, creating prismatic patterns across the plaza. Behind him towered humanity's newest wonder, a vast complex dedicated to preserving every step of human technological progress. "Welcome to Earth's technological library," James said, his voice clear through the universal translator. "Though I suspect you'll find it quite different from what you're used to." The lead alien researcher, who had chosen the name Aurora for human interaction, moved with fluid grace. "Different is precisely what interests us, Dr. Chen. Our civilizations have always believed that progress meant replacement, the new superseding the old. But your species," Aurora's multifaceted eyes shifted, taking in the entire building. "You keep everything." James led the group into the first exhibition hall, where a primitive steam engine sat beside a modern fusion reactor prototype. "We've learned that old solutions sometimes answer new problems. Take this steam engine. We still use similar principles in certain colonial terraform operations where complex electronics would fail. The alien scientists crowded around the steam engine, their instruments scanning every component. Aurora made a sound that the translator rendered as amazement. Most remarkable. Your species deliberately maintains technological diversity. We had assumed this was due to resource limitations or cultural divisions. Actually, James replied, moving to a massive digital wall displaying Earth's technological timeline. It's because of our failures. He gestured to a section showing the global power crisis of the 2030s. When our most advanced systems failed, it was older technologies that kept civilization running. We learned to value redundancy. The aliens gathered around a historical display showing multiple solutions to the same problem: transportation, communication, energy generation. Each iteration showed not just the successful versions, but the failed attempts as well. Fascinating, Aurora said, extending a crystalline appendage toward a vintage cellular phone. You preserve even your mistakes. Among our worlds, such imperfection would be immediately erased and replaced. James smiled, leading them deeper into the archive. Those mistakes often lead to unexpected breakthroughs. For instance, this failed attempt at quantum computing accidentally led to our breakthrough in neural interface technology. The tour continued through halls of increasingly diverse technological achievements. The aliens were particularly captivated by a section showing how Earth still maintained and developed multiple computer architectures simultaneously. Your species operates like a vast experimental laboratory, Aurora observed, making notes in their crystalline data matrix. Each preservation of past technology creates potential for future innovation. It's beautifully inefficient. James paused at a window overlooking the archive's vast underground vaults. Efficiency isn't everything. Sometimes the longest path leads to the most interesting destinations. Aurora moved to stand beside him, their crystalline form reflecting the afternoon light. We believed we had mastered technological progress by always choosing the optimal path. But watching your species maintain these parallel paths of development, perhaps we have more to learn from Earth than we anticipated. The day ended with the alien delegation requesting permission to establish a permanent research station at the archive. As James filed his report that evening, he couldn't help but smile at the irony. Humanity's greatest gift to the stars might not be our most advanced achievements, but our unwillingness to let go of our simplest ones. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology campus buzzed with unprecedented activity as students from 12 different star systems crowded the historic corridors. In the central courtyard, a young Centaurian named Lyra hovered near a demonstration of ancient Earth clockwork, her crystalline tendrils glowing with excitement as she watched the mechanical gears turn. Professor Sarah Chen, daughter of the renowned Dr. James Chen, adjusted the antique timepiece with practiced care. "This is what we call a mechanical chronometer," she explained to her diverse class. While it might seem primitive compared to quantum timepieces, these mechanisms taught us fundamental lessons about precision engineering that we still apply today. Lyra's translation crystal chimed softly as she spoke. "But Professor Chen, why maintain such devices when more accurate methods exist? The energy required to preserve this knowledge could be redirected to new discoveries." Sarah smiled, hearing echoes of her father's first conversations with the Star Alliance in her student's question. "Let me show you something remarkable." She led the group to a holographic display where Earth's technological timeline shimmered in the air. Notice how human innovation doesn't follow a straight line. The alien students clustered around the display, their various sensory organs focusing on the intricate web of interconnected developments. A Proximan student, whose silicon-based body sparkled in the afternoon sun, raised an appendage. "It appears chaotic, inefficient." "Exactly," Sarah responded, expanding a section of the timeline. "Look here, in 2045, when quantum computing hit a development wall, researchers found inspiration in 19th century mechanical calculators. The physical principles of those obsolete devices suggested new approaches to quantum state manipulation. The classroom fell silent as the implications sank in. A Rigelian student, whose gaseous form swirled thoughtfully in its containment field, emitted a pattern of light that the translator rendered as, "Your species treats knowledge like a living ecosystem rather than a linear progression." Sarah beamed at the insight. Precisely. Just as a healthy ecosystem needs diversity to survive, technological progress needs multiple approaches to thrive. Every piece of human technology tells a story not just of success, but of alternatives, attempts, and lessons learned. Later that day, Sarah found Lyra still studying the chronometer in the empty classroom. The young alien's crystals pulsed with a new pattern of understanding. "Professor, I think I finally grasp why the Star Alliance values Earth's approach so highly. On my world, we seek perfection through elimination. But here you find perfection through inclusion." Sarah sat beside her student, the setting sun casting long shadows through MIT's historic windows. "That's why we call this the Universal Library now. It's not just about preserving human knowledge. It's about maintaining the breadth of possibility itself." As they talked, notifications flashed across the campus network. Another group of alien scholars had arrived to study Earth's technological preservation methods. The irony wasn't lost on Sarah. Humanity had dreamed of learning advanced alien science, but instead found its greatest contribution in teaching others the value of remembering where they came from. "Every technology," Sarah told Lyra, watching the new arrivals through the window, "no matter how simple or outdated it might seem, represents a path not taken, a possibility not yet fully explored. In maintaining these paths, we keep doors open to futures we can't yet imagine." Maya Patel stood before the Star Alliance Emergency Council, her holographic projection steady despite the gravity of the situation. Behind her, streams of data showed cascading system failures across 17 star systems. The council chamber, usually a model of crystalline perfection, now pulsed with worried lights as representatives from affected worlds struggled to maintain their composure. "The pattern is clear," Maya explained, her hands guiding the data streams into a coherent display. "Every world that upgraded to the new quantum matrix protocols is experiencing the same systematic breakdown. But Earth's networks remain unaffected." Aurora, now the Star Alliance's chief of technology integration, moved forward. Their crystalline form had dulled slightly with stress. "Explain how your world has avoided this crisis, Engineer Patel." "Because we never fully converted," Maya replied, bringing up a new display showing Earth's diverse technological infrastructure. "While we adopted the quantum matrices for certain applications, we maintained our older systems in parallel. When the quantum networks began showing signs of instability, our systems automatically rerouted through alternative channels." A Proximan representative flared with agitation. "Our civilization cannot simply revert to outdated technologies. We have optimized our entire society around quantum efficiency." "With respect," Maya countered, pulling up historical data from Earth's archives, "that optimization is precisely the problem. Professor Sarah Chen's research team at MIT has identified the cause. The quantum matrices are experiencing a form of recursive degradation. Because every Star Alliance world uses identical systems, there's no natural firebreak in the cascade." The chamber erupted in a chorus of translated exclamations. Aurora raised their crystalline appendages for silence. "You're suggesting our pursuit of perfect standardization has become our weakness." Maya nodded, then played her final card. "We've confirmed this theory by examining our own quantum systems. Earth's matrices, modified to work alongside our older technology, are showing resistance to the degradation. The imperfections we introduced by making them compatible with multiple systems actually created a form of digital immunity." The council chamber's lights shifted through spectrums of debate and concern. Maya waited patiently, remembering her conversations with Lyra, the young Centaurian student who had first noticed anomalies in Earth's hybrid systems during her studies at MIT. "What do you propose?" Aurora finally asked, their voice carrying the weight of worlds in crisis. Maya's hands danced across her interface. bringing up schematics from Earth's technological archives. We can adapt our hybrid architecture to your systems. It won't be as elegant or efficient as your current networks, but it will be stable. More importantly, it will be resilient against future cascades because it maintains multiple parallel processing paths. As the council debated, Maya received a private message from Sarah Chen. They're beginning to understand what your grandmother taught me years ago. Sometimes the strongest systems are the ones that bend instead of standing perfectly straight. Maya smiled, remembering her grandmother's work on the first human-alien technological integration projects. The Star Alliance had sought to teach humanity about advancement, only to learn that progress wasn't always about moving forward. Sometimes it meant keeping one foot firmly planted in the past while reaching for the future. The Global Innovation Archive in Singapore had transformed into an unprecedented hub of interstellar cooperation. Maya Patel stood at her workstation, surrounded by holographic displays showing real-time data from a dozen worlds. Around her, teams of human and alien engineers worked in seamless coordination, their diverse forms illuminated by the soft glow of countless screens. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source, Maya explained to Aurora, projecting a three-dimensional model of an ancient human computer network. While studying our archives, we found a solution in humanity's first attempts at redundant systems during the early Internet age. Sarah Chen entered the room, accompanied by her former student Lyra, whose crystalline form now bore the marks of a senior researcher. The principles of early load balancing and fault tolerance, Sarah added, proved remarkably adaptable to quantum systems. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most elegant. The model expanded, showing how Earth's hybrid approach could be adapted to Star Alliance technology. Lyra's tendrils pulsed with excitement as she traced the data flows. "It's beautiful," she observed. "The quantum matrices aren't fighting against the older systems, they're dancing with them." Maya nodded, adjusting the simulation parameters. "We're not just patching the problem. We're creating something entirely new. A system that combines the speed of quantum processing with the resilience of traditional computing." Across the room, teams of engineers began implementing the hybrid protocols. Proximan crystalline servers hummed alongside human solid-state drives, while Rigelian gas-phase processors interfaced with mechanical backup systems. The integration wasn't perfect, but that was precisely the point. Each imperfection, each point of friction between different technologies, creates a natural firebreak, Maya explained, highlighting the interaction points in the holographic display. If one system fails, the others adapt and compensate, just like a living ecosystem. Aurora moved through the facility, their form reflecting the rainbow of lights from dozens of different technological systems working in harmony. "We sought perfection through uniformity," they mused, "while Earth found strength in diversity. The irony is not lost on me." As the day progressed, reports began flowing in from across the Star Alliance. World after world adopted the hybrid protocols, their systems stabilizing as they embraced the controlled chaos of Earth's technological philosophy. Each success was marked by a new light on the global status board, like stars appearing in an evening sky. Sarah found Maya later that evening, working on final adjustments to the protocol distribution network. "Your grandmother would be proud," she said softly. "She always believed that technology should reflect the best of who we are, not just what we can do." Maya smiled, remembering the old photographs of her grandmother standing beside the first Star Alliance delegation. "She taught me that progress isn't a straight line. It's a web of connections, each thread supporting the others." In the main control room, human and alien technicians celebrated their shared achievement. The crisis had done more than just prove the value of Earth's approach. It had shown that true innovation comes not from perfecting a single path, but from building bridges between different ways of thinking. "Perhaps," Aurora observed, watching the collaboration unfold, "this is the real power that brought humanity to the stars. Not the ability to advance, but the wisdom to remember where you came from. The observation deck of the newly established Galactic Heritage Center on Mars offered a breathtaking view of both the red planet's terraforming operations and the steady stream of vessels arriving from across the Star Alliance. Dr. Sarah Chen watched as a crystalline ship from the Proxima system descended gracefully toward the landing platform, carrying another group of eager students. 3 years ago, they thought our methods were primitive, Lyra observed, her crystalline form reflecting the golden Martian sunset. Now the Star Alliance's head of educational integration, she had become a bridge between human and alien approaches to learning. Today, they cannot arrive fast enough to study them. Sarah smiled, remembering her own journey from professor to director of Interstellar Knowledge Exchange. Change comes in unexpected ways. Look there. She pointed to a group of Regulian students working with human instructors in the Terraforming Control Center. Their gaseous forms swirled with interest as they study both the advanced atmospheric processors and the centuries-old principles of Earth's first greenhouse projects. Director Chen, a voice called. Maya Patel approached, now wearing the insignia of Earth's Chief Technology Ambassador. The Centaurian delegation has completed their first round of technological preservation protocols. They're already reporting increased system resilience. The 3 colleagues moved to a holographic display showing the spreading influence of Earth's preservation philosophy. Across the galaxy, civilizations that had once prided themselves on technological uniformity were discovering the strength in maintaining multiple approaches. It's not just about keeping old technology, Maya explained, bringing up data from various worlds. They're learning to innovate in new ways. The Proximans have combined their crystalline computing with mechanical backups, creating hybrid systems more robust than either approach alone. A soft chime announced another arrival. Aurora materialized beside them, their form now bearing the complex patterns that mark their new role as Star Alliance Minister of Innovation. The Council has approved the establishment of technological preservation centers on all member worlds, they announced. Earth's legacy will help shape the future of galactic development. Sarah led the group to a special exhibition she had personally curated. Inside, artifacts from humanity's technological journey stood alongside alien innovations, each display highlighting the unexpected connections between different approaches. "Look at this," Lyra exclaimed, indicating a remarkable fusion of technologies. A Rigelian atmospheric processor had been modified using principles from Earth's ancient wind turbines, creating a system that could function in any environment. It's not about replacing the old with the new anymore. It's about finding the harmony between them. As the day drew to a close, students and teachers from a dozen worlds gathered in the center's main hall. The atmosphere hummed with multilingual discussions and the excitement of shared discovery. Earth's gift to the galaxy wasn't just its technology. It was a new way of thinking about progress itself. My grandmother used to say that wisdom comes from understanding where you've been, Maya reflected, watching the diverse gathering. Now the whole galaxy is learning that looking back can be the best way to move forward. Aurora's crystalline form pulsed with agreement. Perhaps that is why your species was meant to join us, not to learn our ways, but to remind us of something we have forgotten. That true progress isn't about reaching perfection, but about maintaining the wisdom to explore all possibilities. The emergency alert echoed through the Galactic Heritage Center on Mars, its urgent tone drawing all eyes to the central holographic display. Maya Patel materialized in a transmission from Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station, her expression grave as data streams cascaded around her. "We've detected an anomaly approaching from the galactic core," she reported to the assembled council of human and alien representatives. "It's unlike anything in our combined records, a wave of energy that's disrupting advanced systems in its path." Sarah Chen, now Earth's senior ambassador to the Star Alliance, exchanged glances with Aurora. "Show us the pattern analysis," she requested, her years of experience with technological preservation lending weight to her words. The holographic display transformed, revealing a visualization of the approaching phenomenon. Lyra's crystalline form dimmed slightly as she processed the implications. "It's targeted," she observed. "The wave appears designed to interfere specifically with quantum-based technologies." "Confirmed," Maya responded, expanding the display to show affected regions. "But there's something else. During our initial analysis, we noticed that systems incorporating older technologies show remarkable resistance to the disruption." Aurora moved forward, their form catching the red light of the Martian sunset. "Earth's hybrid approach may once again prove crucial. What do you propose?" Maya's hologram gestured, bringing up schematics from Earth's technological archives. "We've found that simple radio waves, when modulated according to principles developed during humanity's first space age, can create a protective interference pattern. It's not elegant, but it works." Sarah completed the thought, a smile playing at her corners of her mouth. "Sometimes the old ways are the best ways." The next 48 hours transformed the Sol system into a hub of frenetic activity. Teams of human and alien engineers worked tirelessly to adapt Earth's ancient broadcasting technology for modern use. Proximan crystalline arrays were modified with simple copper antennas, while Rigelian quantum cores were shielded using principles discovered during Earth's earliest experiments with electromagnetic waves. "Look at this," Lyra called out, demonstrating how a preserved 20th-century radio telescope could be integrated with modern sensors to create an early warning system. "The old technology isn't just protecting us, it's enhancing our capabilities." As the energy wave approached, the combined fleet of Earth and Star Alliance vessels took up defensive positions. Each ship had been retrofitted with hybrid systems, blending the most advanced technology with proven historical solutions. "First contact in 5 minutes," Maya announced, her voice steady despite the tension. The assembled teams watched as the mysterious wave reached the outer edge of their defensive network. The effect was immediate and stunning. Where the wave had previously torn through advanced systems with ease, it now encountered a complex web of overlapping technologies. Modern quantum shields reinforced by traditional electromagnetic barriers created an impenetrable defense. "It's working," Sarah breathed, watching as the wave dispersed harmlessly against their technological hybrid barrier. "The very diversity of our systems is our strength." Aurora's form pulsed with relief and pride. Once again, humanity's preservation of its technological heritage has shown us the way forward. Or perhaps, they added thoughtfully, the way back to wisdom we had forgotten. The crisis passed, but its lesson remained. In the vastness of space, survival didn't always depend on having the most advanced solution. Sometimes it meant having the right one, no matter how old it might be. The Grand Assembly Hall of the newly inaugurated Universal Archive of Innovation sparkled under Earth's evening sky. Located in Singapore, where humanity's journey into galactic society had begun years ago, the massive structure represented something unprecedented. A repository of technological knowledge from every known civilization. Maya Patel stood at the podium, now wearing the distinguished robes of the archive's first director. Before her, representatives from across the galaxy gathered for the opening ceremony. She spotted Sarah Chen seated beside Aurora, both now showing signs of their years of service. Sarah's hair had turned silver, while Aurora's crystalline form had developed the complex patterns that indicated deep wisdom in their species. 10 years ago, Maya began, her voice carrying across the hushed chamber. Humanity stood at the threshold of galactic society, wondering what we could offer to civilizations far more advanced than our own. Today, we gather to celebrate not just human achievement, but a new understanding of progress itself. The hall's holographic displays came to life, showing scenes from their shared journey. The first contact, the crisis that proved the value of technological preservation, and the recent triumph over the galactic core anomaly. Lyra, her crystalline form now bearing the marks of a senior council member, activated a display showing the latest statistics. The implementation of preservation protocols across Star Alliance worlds has led to a 30% increase in technological innovation, she reported. By maintaining multiple approaches to problems, we've expanded our capacity to solve them. Sarah Chen rose to speak next, her years of experience evident in her measured tone. We've learned that progress isn't just about moving forward. It's about maintaining connections with where we've been. Every piece of technology in this archive tells a story of trial and error, of persistence and insight. The assembly watched as the archive's central database came online, its network of knowledge extending like a web of stars across the galaxy. Each point of light represented a different approach to solving the universe's challenges, preserved and shared for future generations. Aurora moved to join Maya at the podium, their crystalline form resonating with harmonious frequencies. The Star Alliance sought perfection through uniformity, they reflected. Earth taught us to find strength in diversity. Every technology in this archive, from the simplest wheel to the most advanced quantum computer, represents a unique way of understanding our universe. As the ceremony concluded, Maya led a small group including Sarah, Lyra, and Aurora to a special exhibition. Inside, they found a simple display, the original steam engine that had so fascinated the first alien delegation years ago, now positioned beside examples of every major propulsion system developed across the galaxy. "This is what makes us strong," Maya said, gesturing to the diverse array of technologies. "Not because any one of these solutions is perfect, but because together they represent the full spectrum of possibility." Sarah smiled, touching the aged brass of the steam engine. "We thought we needed to reach the stars to find wisdom. Instead, we found it in remembering to bring our entire journey with us." As night fell over the archive, its lights shone like a constellation of human and alien achievement. In preserving the past, they had secured the future, not through perfection, but through the endless diversity of paths that led to the stars.